Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Rocket League Replay Workshop Round 14, featuring none other than my good friend from the Twitch land, who has been pretty loyal in watching my Twitch streams live, sometimes every evening, sometimes not. So yeah, this is Savior Man Jones, and he's requested me to do a special replay analysis of this specific game that he played here. Looks to be a 2v2. Yep. And I don't know. Going in raw dog. I don't know what this may entail. I've only seen maybe the first few seconds, but nothing too crazy. We're gonna watch from his point of view and see what we can pick up along the way. Let's go. You and me on a magical journey. Nice Poseidon Trident. Standard kickoff. Savior goes in for the quick cheat ahead of the blue team, which is nice. Interesting touch by Glare there, but I think that worked out pretty well in terms of keeping possession. So pretty intelligent play here. I think Glare plays this really well, but I think what happened was that the ball ended up going a little bit higher than Savior anticipated, hence why he kind of went for full stop and then tried to aerial and gain back the momentum he lost on the ground. Stopping and looking up at that ball there. If Savior was just a little bit farther away, he could have gauged and went for an aerial shot at that ball a little bit better. But that was a really good pass by Glare there, actually. Another really good one there, too, on the corner. Little demo misplay there by the incoming blue card there. I'll just call him Mojo. Rit Mojo? Yeah. So he tries to take out the shooter. I mean, good play. Doesn't end up taking out Savior. Really good outward pass by Glare. Ah, so close. Yeah, just his jump never really got enough height to really put the nose at the center of the ball to get it into the net. Because where Saberman Jones's nose ended up making contact with the ball was just at the bottom end of it. I'm gonna slow this down so you guys can see. Doink. Yep. So that made contact right at the bottom part of the ball, and so that's why it got a lot of lift. And I believe Sporty Spice's car kind of helped out with that too, getting that ball up above their net. So pretty good coverage by Sporty there. Now if I can figure out how to go back to full speed. Okay, there we go. Risky touch there by Glare. Not a really good play. So good job by Savior on getting back the net in time. That was a great shot by blue team there. Glare, just a bad misplay. I think he was anticipating Savior to get back into the net sooner and not actually be turtling so hard inside the net like this. I think Glare was trying to actually, let's see, let's try to get a bird's eye view of this play here. So, if I can get my handy dandy whiteboard of awesome right now. Okay, so right here is Glare, right? And he's trying to put the ball, I think, towards Savior as like a defensive pass. Sorry about that shake there. Nah. Okay, yeah, a little better. There we go. So Glare kind of angles the ball outwards just a little bit too much and not so much to the side. Because I think if Glare ended up doinking the ball, not so out like that. I can get rid of this real quick. So if Glare ended up putting the ball more towards Savior, along the wall here, I think what would have happened was that blue team would not have been that close to the ball in the first place to take that shot. But because it just ended up going outwards, unfortunately, it just ended up being a really good pass for the opposite team, which was a no-no. What Savior might have been able to do in this situation too was, instead of turtling in this position that he's in right now, when he was returning back to defend, what he could have done to relieve just a little bit of pressure was actually turn more towards his teammate Glare, and while turning, also make the attempt to slow down and be more observant of what Glare is about to do, so he can be a better safety net for him. Blue team is already dead set on coming in like screaming eagles here. Dead set on coming in, getting ready to like retrieve the ball and take advantage of any defensive mistakes, which was what happened with Glare in the corner, unfortunately. But I think, I don't think this was a pre-made. Pretty hard to communicate or know what a teammate's about to do if you guys don't really know each other all that well and you're just playing with a bunch of randos. So yeah, just overall, just a little unfortunate on the orange end, but not much you can really quite do there. Yeah, just multiple ways that things could have been better in this situation, but hard to address it because, again, there's so many random elements in matchmaking games where you're playing with random people. So let's just keep going. Again, great shot placement by blue team there. Nice. Okay, so blue team gaining offensive pressure there. Just unfortunate that Glare wasn't able to go grab that ball right away. Yeah, that was a tough one by Glare there, because Spice had multiple ways to go about attacking this ball and making it a pass for his other teammate, knowing that it's an empty net too, but also realizing that there's going to be one more orange card that's going to do its best to retrieve the ball away from this pass. So let's slow this down about 50% here. So, like, nice soft little tap, well played by blue here. This car could have, front flipped straight into it, went for a straight shot that's a hard angle into the net. But realizing that his other teammate is already set up for the shot, he played it quite softly. He didn't do any fancy flips or anything like that. Just a quick tap from the tip of his nose and, right in front of the net. I don't know, looking at that flip, he tried to go for the shot too, but, his teammate was there for reassurance for sure. Again, hard to read for Glare to make a defensive pinch. Not the hottest tap here. Could have played it just a little bit better. Just trying to look at what the other blue cards are doing. Like they're all racing to get possession of the ball, but none of them are really engaging with the ball when it's up in the air like that. And when you're the first one to go up for it, they know that you're in a recovery period for a couple seconds, so that's when they come in, which is exactly what happened here. And like you're not really making a quality shot with this either. You're just trying to take possession for a couple seconds, but when you're recovering, that's when they come in, and that's where an issue of you making a pass to the enemy comes in. Again, it's inconsequential. Glare is there to make it the defensive save, which is nice. Glare didn't have to go for the double tap there, but yeah, it's fine. Again, playing with randos and matchmaking. Not much you can do in that point. because everyone feels like they want to solo something and ball chase a little bit. That could have been a better shot. Just rewatch this real quickly. So blue team was definitely flat-footed, and I think Mojo smacked himself against the corner of the net and ended up being out of position. So unfortunate that it went up the wall, but then seeing that it bounced off the corner, I think Mojo got thrown off really bad and ended up being like all sideways, literally. Yeah. Definitely could have angled the definitely could have angled the car a little bit better to hit more onto like the bottom right portion of the ball in front of him. But again, Twitch reactions. In the real flow of the game, it can be a little bit difficult to shoot accurately, especially with an angle that is a little bit more off center and not straight. Not the hottest play by Sporty Spice. I don't really quite agree with this one. I know that he wanted to keep moving with the ball. Mojo, for whatever reason, is flying for this one. He could have just stayed patient in front of the net and not fly for that. Just a silly mistake by blue team that's inconsequential, but you know, if Savior's team was pressing, then that would have been a terrible play. Decent job just dishing that ball off to the corner there, just to relieve some of the pressure that's coming. Bad jump. Pretty bad jump. Like, I think, I'm not sure if Savior was double jumping there, or if he got lifted off by Mojo. Let me see Mojo's cam real quick. Mojo, where are you? Oh, wow. Hello, camera. Okay. Did he get the lift off of him? Okay, yeah, he flipped into him, and that's why Savior ended up flying a little bit higher than he should have. So no, not a bad play by Savior. Just unfortunate that he ended up getting lifted off like that. Another really good pass by Sporty Spice. Mojo just not being able to connect and be prepared for a shot there. Just back to full. Good block by Glare. Not overreacting, again, just staying strong in a positional sense. Knowing all the intentions of all the cars on the field, what they're about to do. Decent shot by Glare. This is a sideways shot. He tried to angle it towards the net. That was pretty close. Good pressure. Good job by Savior. Just kind of blocking the way from Sporty Spice from doing anything. Just a bad aerial whiff there. Some of these can be hard to read, especially when the ball is kind of like listening to gravity a little bit more than you think it would have. But the ball's already like reached its apex at that point. Savior should have realized that the ball was gonna accelerate downwards. Decent touch by Glare. I think Savior should have come in by now, but whether or not he had enough boost to gun it, not sure. Wish replays had boost meters intact. Good pass to his blue partner there, but it ended up being a decent clear by orange. A slight misplay, I think, on Glare's end. We'll play this half speed. So he had the ball dead when it landed on him, but like it didn't quite drop off in the direction I think Glare wanted it to. I think he wanted it to fall right flat in front, but because it fell off to the right side of him, it ended up being extremely risky, and blue team could have taken advantage of it. Let's rewatch that one more time. Right here, like, I mean, good that that Savior's teammate here was able to recover the ball in time to actually get it to go off course. You see Sporty Spice just to the left of him is going for a straight shot, empty net, easy hard shot that he could have made, but Good thing for Glare to make a quick turn and recover it in time. That could have been so bad. Some weird touches here and there. Good job in turning off ball cam. Just a simple little dribble play there. Nice shot. This blue team was just really out of position there. Not sure what, I mean, Sporty Spice was doing, trying to do something useful, but I'm not sure if Mojo was doing much here. Oh, yeah, just bad defensive play here. He shouldn't have went for that one, especially considering that, like, you look at the positioning of all these cars, right? You can kind of tell what the hell is about to happen. You can guess, make educated guesses. And with my handy-dandy whiteboard of awesomeness, I'm going to illustrate. So, this car over here, Sporty Spice, he's looking this way, right? He's looking more towards his own net to defend, which is pretty good, seemingly. And then, what is it? You see Glare. Glare, where are you? There. Or right here. He's the one that made the pop up. I think just accidentally because it was just such a clusterfuck in the middle of that field. So it ended up just going up like that, right? And his car is positioned this way. Now look at Savior's car, right? He's on standby. He's ready to go after this thing. And boom it straight into blue team's net right here. So looking at Savior's position and seeing that there's actually a trail of boost coming behind him, what Mojo should have done was exactly what his teammate Sporty was doing and actually just positioning himself better to make a defensive play quicker. But because his car is pointing this way, he has to take about half a second to turn. That takes time. And with a shot that's coming out of Savior that's about to happen, you can't really risk wasting that much time. You need to make sure that however your car is landing and whatnot, you need to be bracing for a kind of shot that, you know, Savior is about to make here. And also you don't want to get included into, you know, a messy pile in the middle of the field. You know, if you see a bunch of cars there, just let the ball leak out and take advantage of the opportunity when everyone's wasted their energy or all in a recovery state, you know. Stay away from the mess. It was such a mess in the middle of the field. I don't know why Mojo thought it was a good idea to include himself in it. Not smart. Not smart at all. So what ended up happening... Okay, so the ball didn't get popped up by Glare. It was actually Sporty Spice that did it. Realizing that he made a huge mistake, Spice tries to go for a block, and then Mojo tries to go for the same thing, considering that, you know, he's committing to going for a block shot here. This Mojo guy in the Twin Mills car. He's committed to making a block shot like Spice is, but Savior gets the best of him. Not sure if he had enough boost for that, but like if he didn't, then a really bad mistake that that this guy made in terms of getting himself included in that, because you got to make sure you have enough boost to recover and get back in net almost all the time. Rule of thumb. So that was Glare's ball. Savior didn't have to run along like that. Especially considering how dangerous this could have been if Sporty Spice was actually closer than they anticipated and he went for a shot over both Glare's and Savior's heads. Like if Mojo was actually capable of flipping this ball above Glare's and Savior's head and make it a pop for his buddy Sporty Spice, that could have potentially been a really good play for blue team. So just awkward positioning, didn't have to overlap like that, but again, inconsequential. Glare is really into doing some of the solo plays there, which is nice. and he's shown some passing capabilities, so he has a really good mindset for doubles. Already rotating, that's nice. Xavier gunning it for the boost. That should have been... Not sure how much boost Xavier had around this point. But his buddy Glare was already going for the 50-50. Ends up turning off ball cam. So he doesn't really quite know if the 50-50 is going towards the blue team or the orange team. But there should have been like a ball cam like arrow indicator just to show where the ball would go. So even if Xavier ended up turning the ball cam off at this point, he still should have seen the arrow move depending on where the ball ends up going. But we don't see it in this replay, unfortunately. So it ends up just going in the middle like that. Blair, I think, got the 50-50. And we'll watch from his point of view, actually, so we can see for sure. Yep, perfect 50-50. But then Xavier was already gunning it for the boost, assuming that he was pretty low on it. Blair really good at regaining possession. That almost was a decent shot. Oh, okay, alright, that's great. Xavier, I think, just ends up bumping Blair into that ball. Pretty good. Could have been a goal for both of them, honestly. It's alright. Blue team, not quite in position to make a good save out of this one. Sporty Spice still doing his best to get back in time. Doesn't quite get the touch. Oh man, yeah, right off the spoiler of Glare right there. That was pretty good. Now let's keep an eye on Mojo, because I think Mojo has been like the weakest link in the entire game so far. Let's see, 100%. So not a good challenge there. Okay, yeah, so he's just out of position because he didn't properly challenge that one. Great kickoff. Very nice of Glare to leave that boost behind for Xavier. He's a good teammate. Really, really good teammate. Nice of him. Interesting little slide in the corner there. I don't know. Just freestyling. Whatever. Freestyle slides. Still going for that sexy pass there. Still sticking with it. Good attempt by Glare, but then blue team still gets the best of it. Xavier with a nice little Shaolin kick, trying to point that straight into the net, or at least make it a potential pass for Glare. Glare doing a good stop on that wall there, keeping possession and keeping in the blue team's area. That was almost a pretty good shot. And ended up bouncing off the wall. Again, Glare, pretty good pass right here. But Sporty Spice ends up getting to the ball first. Now it's defense time. Sporty Spice, I don't think he should have done what he did there. So he goes for the pass, but look at where Mojo is. He's behind one of the two of the defenders. Like, he's no position to shoot that one. And Glare already goes for it. Mojo way too far behind the offensive play by Sporty Spice here. Just unfortunate for blue team. Good touch by Glare. Almost had it, but Sporty Spice ends up supporting orange team's offensive play, unfortunately. He tries to go for the clear, but like extremely risky touch. Having it come out like that. Sporty Spice could have angled his car a little bit better to get that ball to go more towards his own corner and not towards his net. And see how he retreated. Right, so Glare gets a really nice touch off the wall, reading Xavier's shot towards the wall there. Glare's doing his best to stay with it. And you see how the ball ended up hitting off of Sporty Spice's car. It ends up going straight into his net. He could have driven more. I can illustrate this real quickly. Really simple. Like he could have driven more at this angle rather than this angle that he chose to go up. So that the right edge of his car would be the landing point for the ball, and it ends up going straight into the corner rather than the net. So just be wary of how your car is positioned on the wall if you're trying to make a small stop. Let us proceed. Good shot by Savior, honestly. Really good angle. Nice lift. Really good shot. Good save by Sporty there. Okay, it's trying to dangle it by Savior just to throw him off. Didn't quite work. Good block by Savior, just trying to keep it towards blue. Ends up coming out a little bit far away from the wall, bouncing off the gutter. So Blair tries to go for the shot, and it's of no consequence. Good game. Yeah, that was pretty solid. I'm gonna say Blair was like really the MVP of this whole thing. He's been retrieving the ball, making really good passing plays. Especially just the fact that he shows that he's not really giving up on any kind of play that he kind of makes. And Savior is doing a pretty good job in reading some of Blair's attempts at making passes and some of the rebounds and going for them. So pretty good replay to watch. And Savior going for some really good shots too. Pretty impressed. Good angles, good power. Just overall pretty good. Just some defensive mishaps on blue team, especially for Mojo. Just not really on point, honestly. But we'll wrap out round 4. If you guys got any comments, suggestions, feedback, please feel free to let me know on YouTube and Twitter. I will continue making these along the way. Thank you, Saberman Jones, for supplying this replay for us to watch. Been a lot of fun. And we'll see you all next time on the next Rocket League Replay Workshop.
Round 14.